What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your girl Tori. It's the Keep the Faith podcast. And today I got two of my sisters on the podcast with me, Miss Lori and April. And of course, we go way back to the College of Charleston. This is going to be a very, very special podcast. Here we are a year later. We're missing our sister, Miss Yaketta Stukes. Here we are a year later. So before we get into the topic at hand, Lori and April, whoever goes first, just introduce yourself. Tell my listeners and those that are watching a little bit about yourself.
April, you want
Okay,
to go first?
I'm April. Met Tori and Lori both at CFC along with Keita, and they're the family that I chose. These are the sisters that God did not give me by blood, but brought into my life, and we made a choice to be sisters. And I'm a mother of 3, a grandmother of 1. I'm married. And life is life. I've experienced a lot and not afraid to talk about it.
That's good.
All right. So I am Lori Randolph. I've known these beautiful ladies. Like they said, we go way, way, way back. College of Charleston. 60. Look, 60. 69 coming. Oh my gosh. Flashback. I mean, you say certain things and it's just like an immediate flashback. But
Yes.
I met Keita and April. What was it? In
Spectra, yes.
which is the immersion program. The summer prior to our freshman year at College of Charleston, it was
Summer 96.
1996.
Yes.
OMG. And I remember getting in trouble and running our mouths and doing all the things. And like April said, this is the family that I feel like not only did I choose y'all as my family, the universe and God chose y'all as my outside
Yes.
family, away from my immediate family, because it was as if I had met like a long lost sister when I met each of you, especially Keita. I can't even. So I'm gonna leave it there. I live in Charlotte. I by profession I am a realtor, licensed in North Carolina and South Carolina. I am a mom of 2. I have a gap between my kids. One is a sophomore in college, and the other is in the 7th grade. He is 12. So I'm a boy mom. Yep, all the sports, and 2-time cancer survivor. List goes on and on, but I feel like we're built from a different cloth. So it's a pleasure to be here tonight and talk about our girl Keita.
And for those that don't know, I'm gonna show the picture. I shared this picture before when I did the podcast with Sandy, but I'm gonna share this picture. This podcast is all about her, how we are navigating through a year later.
Oh,
See,
Keita,
That's my girl.
that's my dog.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
when I tell you this is hard, and April, if you don't mind, we were talking before we went live. So, and Lori, I want to ask you the same question. How has it been over the past year navigating through grief, not only with Keita, but others that we lost along the way? How have you both been able to navigate through the grief?
Um, as I said earlier, it has been difficult. I have my good days and I have my bad days. Starting with Keita around this time last year, it was keep busy, check on others. If I keep busy and check on others, I don't deal with my feelings. And then I lost my dad in October of last year. And it was all about, okay, well, let me, as the oldest of my siblings, let me just keep my head on straight. Let's get this handled. Let me check on everybody and not really dealing with my feelings, keeping busy. But then I have my days where I just barely make it through the day. I get home, I get on the couch and cover up in the quilt off of his bed, cover my head, and I cry. It is difficult, and you have to find the positive ways to deal with the grief. But it's easier to just sit there in it and think of the less productive ways to deal with it. And that tends to hurt you more than facing that grief head on. So I'm learning to deal with it, and I have my good and bad days.
Right.
So for me, it's been a roller coaster, to put it lightly. um, I know that we were able to all get together before Keita passed, and although it was virtual, we had such an amazing time. And after we had the Zoom call, April had shared an old photo with me that she had taken that summer that we met in Spectra. Keita and I, we did a dance routine in um, a show, talent show, and to this day, I still have it. It is in my car, covering up my speedometer. So literally, she's not just in my thoughts, but I see her every day, every single day. Most days I'm able to smile, especially when like Uncle Luke comes on, or just a song that was on and we would dance to and learn routines and stuff around. Back then, I smile and I just remember all the good times, but it has been really hard. I literally want to say it took me like 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks to get out of the bed and do things that were productive. Now, I would get up and I would get Grayson ready for school, get him out the door. And as soon as he was out, I was back in the bed. Like for 2.5 weeks, I was like in my pajamas. Didn't go into the office, wasn't on the phone talking. You know, my husband and my oldest son, they were like, well, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I mean, I can't explain it. Grief hits you differently. And it's not always the same. So you may lose a best friend versus a mom versus an acquaintance versus a coworker or what have you. It's gonna be it's gonna be different, and it comes in waves. It's like you can smell. I don't know. Like for me, if I smell lilac, it immediately trans like it transfers me back to College of Charleston, because one of the off-campus housings that I was staying at, there was some lilac that was right there as you would walk from the cistern back to my room. And it's things like that. It just hits you. You're not even thinking, you're going about your day, you're thinking you're good, right? You smell something, you hear something, you say something, and it all just floods in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to, I don't know, I've learned to sit in it, but not wallow in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, because you can't get around it and you can't fake it. But it's something that we all have to deal with and we have to go through. Um, I thought that honestly, I thought that, I would be okay. I didn't think it would hit me the way that it did, because I look at mortality a little bit different um, than most people, since I, had the scare myself twice. Um, I can't explain it. Like, I still get sad. I still feel like, it's not fair. I feel like, out of all, and I know that this is bad to say, but God knows my heart and He knows that I've thought it. So I'm going to say it anyway. Out of all the horrible people in the world, all the mean purple people in the world, right? They're still here taking up space.
Mm-hmm.
And they're able to, breathe in the air, feel
Mm-hmm.
the sunshine on their face, hear the birds chirping. But our girl, she's not here for that. And it, you know, I get upset. I get upset. But then I know that she's not in any pain. She's not suffering. She's at peace. And she is with God, who loves her more than me, you, mom, dad, sister, brother, crew. Um, he has the ultimate love for her. So sorry, I probably like gave like
No,
way too long of an answer.
no, that was
No.
actually good, because
Yes.
being angry is a part of the grief process. Because like you said, we go through the different stages, and
Hmm.
anger is definitely one of them. And it's like, I feel exactly what you're saying. I was
Hmm.
angry, and I still have my moments where I'm being angry as well. Like sometimes you can feel, I know me personally, when I feel it, like you said earlier, how you don't wallow with me. Sometimes when it hits me, I wallow, and my son knows to just let me be off to myself. But I have to do that for me, because it's my way of just, letting it out. And then sometimes I try to, when I don't wallow or I don't cry when I need to, I start to get sick, because I'm holding it in.
Hmm.
And it starts to
Hmm.
affect my health. I get the migraines. I start, I just get weak. So I just have to have my day. So my son knows to just, mommy, just let her be by herself. And sometimes if
Hmm.
he see me cry, he already know why I'm crying.
Yeah.
And my brother, one time he came to the house and I just bust out crying. And he didn't say anything. he just held me and let me cry because it just comes. And as much as like I'm getting emotional now, just a lot of times I want to call Miss Cookie, but I can't because I don't have the strength. Because I feel like I need, when I call her, I want to be strong for her. I don't want to break down when I'm talking to her. But that's why sometimes it's easier for me to just send a text and let her know I'm thinking about her.
Yeah.
Because it's like I can hear the pain in her voice. I can feel her pain. Like, and I'm like, oh my God. That's why when I do call and I'm okay, when I hear her voice and she's hurting because she's missing her baby. And I'm like, okay, Miss Cookie, I love you. And I'm gonna get off the phone. And then she started talking, and I have to tell myself, Tori, keep it together.
Yeah.
Until you get off this phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Miss Cookie, and I've told her, I said, listen, I want to call you more, but I have to call you on the days when I know I have the strength tonight, to get through that call without crying. But
Yeah.
it comes out of nowhere. Cause like I knew this day was coming, and I thought that I was like, I'll be all right. We can do this. We can talk about our girl. But as you see, I'm falling apart. And this is just when you like cry like this, that's how you know you really love that person. But like you were saying, Laura, when you, matter of fact, I think you were there when she called me with the news. You were
Yeah.
with her.
I was.
So when she called me, what did I do? I started crying. She said, hey, Tori, this ain't what I need.
Listen, she told me, she was like, Lori, talking about, I know I need to call Tori, but talking about, nah, Tori, she a bucket of tears, bucket of tears. And I was like, I know. I was like, well, I'm here. I said, if she started, I'll nip it in the bud. I'll ring her in. But yeah, she knew it. She knew it because she knows where your heart is and how you love so hard, right? But yeah, I mean, I had my moment. Don't get me wrong, I had my moment, but like I try to be the hard one of the bunch. So I had to suck it up and be there for her. And once I got in my car, like driving back to Charlotte, I cried the entire way back. It was crazy.
Yeah, because like I
It was
talked to
crazy,
her.
man.
Yeah, because I talked to her a few times after that FaceTime. And it's like when I'm talking to her, we were laughing, and then in my mind, like, Tori, don't cry because she don't need that. But as soon as we got off that, we would get off these FaceTime calls, I just start bawling. But like while I'm on the phone with her, I was like, Tori, you gotta keep it together. You can't cry. You gotta laugh, and when she says something, just laugh and don't let her see you. Because that day when she first told me her diagnosis of cancer, I was just like, okay. And she said, Tori, and like you said, I just start crying. And she said, Tori, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be here. So then, I got past that, and then of course, when she started talking about the Bojangles, get me some Bowberries. I said, okay. And so we did the Zoom call. I was like, you know what? We were making plans to do so many things in the, toward her birthday in October. I think we were planning maybe around her birthday to do something. So that's why when I got the call of her transition, I'm like, when I saw my phone ringing and I saw Tamara calling me.
Yep, same here.
I was like, why Tamara calling me? Like, for real, why Tamara calling me? And when I answered, and of course she told me, I lost it because
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was fair. I still don't think it's fair.
No.
But
Yeah.
a lot of times we say we don't supposed to question God, but I'm here to tell you, I still do. I still want to know
Mhm.
why, you know. And I've had people that have been in my life that actually was battling, like literally were on the way out, and they were able to come back and they're now living in remission. And I'm
Mhm.
like, why couldn't that have been her story?
Right.
And you remember when we were on that Zoom call, she said, y'all, I can't wait to ring the bell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ring that bell off. If y'all remember when she said
Yeah.
it, like I'm gonna ring, and I
Yeah.
was like, and I knew that she was gonna ring that bell and everything was gonna be okay. And I'm
Yeah.
still trying to let my mind know that she's really not here physically. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
she's in our heart always, but
Right.
the reality of her not physically being here, the reality of me last year for her birthday to have to look at her picture, not being able to sing happy birthday to her, to pick up the phone, and just it was just different.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, things that I do kind of like April to navigate through the grief, I try to stay busy. I try to,
Yeah.
and I don't watch too much TV and I don't be on social media a lot because every time you turn around, there's a rest in peace to this person. There's a rest in, there's so much
Mm-hmm.
happening in the world. So I just try to stay in my word and just try to stay focused. And I remember some of the last conversations that she and I had, she always talked about God and her relationship with
Mhm.
God. So what
Mhm.
gives me peace is knowing that she didn't complain. She had a relationship with God, and I know
Mm-hmm.
that she's with him. That's what gets me through. But it's not easy. I still want to pick up the phone and call my girl, like, and y'all already know that her it's just something about that voice she had. If
Mhm.
I could just
Yes.
hear that
Mhm.
raspy voice just one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just one more time.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I got a voicemail, a couple of voicemails for her on my answer machine. And matter of fact, my son will be 20 this year. I got a voicemail on my answer machine when she was wishing my baby a happy 5th birthday. I still got it.
Oh.
So it's just different, y'all. It's very, very different. Very different. I was trying not to cry. I was trying hard not to cry, but I miss my girl. I miss my girl.
Yeah.
I miss
She
her
is
too.
sorely missed. Sorely
Yes.
missed.
Um, living down here in Charleston, where we all met. And then there are days when I'm in my vehicle and I hear songs, they do the little flashback mix. And it's certain songs that we listened to back then, and they'll come on and it make me think about her.
Mhm.
Different, definitely when it comes to Uncle Luke, because the routine that y'all dance to at the talent show, that has forever sat with me,
Yeah.
which is the reason why I gave you that picture, because I was like,
Yeah.
I have a copy.
Look,
So
Uncle Luke.
yes. And then those songs come on and I can hear her saying, hey, in her little raspy
Hey,
voice.
hey.
And it brings me joy, but then it also makes me shed a few tears because, again, just like you, Tori, I feel like it's unfair. Like you, Lori, we miss her. We feel like it's unfair. I feel like she was a great person, good person, had a great heart. And there are so many not so great people that are able to spread hate, while our sister is when she was living, she had love for everybody, especially those who had love for her. And I just feel like it's unfair. It is really unfair. So the moments when I can laugh and smile when I think about her, I hold on to those. Because most of the time, whenever I think about her, I'm crying. And I know I got to work past that. So I'm trying.
Yeah. We all the work in progress because it still don't seem real.
It does not.
It still don't seem real. Like what?
Yeah.
Because when she called me, I was like, okay. And then we did the Zoom call. I said, okay, she gonna be fine. She gonna be all right. And when she talked about ringing that bell, I said, we gonna be fine. We gonna be traveling. And y'all already know I've never, ever in my life been on a plane. But when we talked about these trips and traveling and going overseas, I said, you know what? I've never been on a plane. But I'm gonna do this for my sister. I'm gonna get on that plane.
Right.
Yeah. And we still need to.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We need to, Tori. Don't look like that. Look, Sean P said we need to come on.
Exactly. We need to do it. We need to plan a sister's trip.
Yeah.
In her memory.
Yeah.
Because she sure enough traveled. Keita traveled.
Yes. She did.
And I'm right there with her. I'm trying to stamp up my passport like how she did.
And that's what I said. We had her and I had a conversation about flying. And I was like, Keita, come on, Thor. Girl, you gotta fly, man. And I'm like, Keita, no. I said plane crashes. She's about Tori. You do realize people get in car accidents every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was like, Keita, but I'm scared of heights. I was like, she's a man. You just got to start small and just get on the plane and go. So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So when we talked about traveling, I said, okay. And when y'all were talking about it, y'all remember? I don't know if y'all remember, but when we were talking about it, y'all noticed I got kind of quiet because I was like, oh.
Yeah. Look, we were gonna have to drug you, knock you out and drug you like what's his name off of 18.
Because I'm like, what? They start talking about flying, and I got quiet. I was on mute, like I ain't been saying nothing. But I was, like I said, I was willing to do that for her because she meant that much to me. I was willing to do it, and like y'all said, we would plan a trip in her honor, and I will, Lord Jesus, I get on a plane in her honor.
Yes.
Lord Jesus, I gotta pray real hard. Gotta make sure I got mine do it. I gotta make sure I fast to pray before I get on the people plane. But we gonna do that. We gonna plan something. And then especially, because life is so short. So we got to cherish each and every moment. So I think we should plan something. Yeah. Definitely
and
honor.
And even if you want to start something with something small, we can, go to Mount Pleasant, go to, Edisto Beach, just someplace, right? Where we can all get together. I think that would be really nice.
So let me ask you something. What is one of your because I want to be sad. But what is one of y'all favorite memories of her? One of your, like, what comes to mind? Like some memories, whether it be college, Charleston, or later in life. What are some of the fun memories? What I mean, because I'm of course, Miss Cookie is watching, and I want her to be able to reflect on this to just bring her some joy and some laughter. What are some of the crazy things y'all remember Keita doing?
Uh-oh.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
gosh. So
So many, right?
I used to always get on Keita because she's the youngest of her siblings. I'm the oldest of my siblings. And I remember when our sophomore year, and I was in a hall across from y'all at 69 Cummings Street. My dorm room was across from y'all then. Keita and I was telling her about something, and I pushed her in the closet and closed her in my closet. And she ripped all the clothes off the hanger. And we were laughing about it. I said, see, because I was always calling her the baby, the baby. It was something we were talking about, and I pushed her in the closet just playing around. And she took all the clothes. I opened up the closet door. There go Keita sitting right there. All the clothes off the hanger. I said, girl, if you don't get these clothes back up on this hanger. So that was the craziest memory. But one thing I remember about Keita, she was always there. Every time I was in need of something, she was always there, especially when I was pregnant with the twins. I had a craving for a fish sandwich, and she borrowed I think it was Sean Pete's car, and drove me to Captain D's so I can get a fish sandwich. And then not too long after that, I had my first ultrasound, and it was Keita and Sean and Tori there when I got my first ultrasound. So that was one of my favorite memories right there, because I was young and I was scared, and all my sisters was there for me. So
Listen,
yeah.
let's talk about that ultrasound for a minute. You remember that lady said, Lord, the lady said she moved the ultrasound. She said, wait. His baby. She said, wait a minute. This baby A, this baby B. Everyone's like, what? You mean I got two? Like, you already got to tell your mom about one, but now you got to tell about two.
Yep.
Two.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh my
Look,
goodness.
I was shocked.
I remember that like yesterday.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's a beauty. I remember that. Oh my God, that thing was hilarious. Lord, what you got?
Oh my gosh. It's so many. I go on and on, but like some of the best memories that I have, I remember our first encounter, we were in one of the auditoriums, didn't know anybody at all, and I honestly don't even understand how Keita and I started talking, but we started talking. And I said something about being from Happy Town, from Swansea. And she was like, girl, I'm from Casey. I was like, what? Right then and there. I mean, our voices are just like loud and huge, right? And we instantly connected. And when I tell you, when I got in trouble, Keita got in trouble. When Keita got in trouble, I got in trouble. We was a 2-for-1, 2-for-1. Having a car on campus and hiding it because we weren't supposed to, sneaking away, going to the mall, and just all of those things. But one thing that I do remember, it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet because Anthony and I were dating, with me coming into my freshman year, and things got really serious where I think the crossroads were one night over at one of the infamous 69 Clement Street parties. I decided I was gonna be big and bad and stay out all night. And Anthony and I were living together. He was we had an apartment in North Charleston. And I will never forget. It was kind of like that was kind of like the crossroads, like, okay, Kia, April, Tori, Sean P, Sandy, all these my girls. But then like, okay, but the girls got boyfriends. Like, are they serious? Are they about to get married? Because you can't be doing what they do. So I had to scale back a lot from the parties and all of that. And later on, Keita and I, we talked about that. Even like when I was there and she we called you, Tori. We even talked about it then, and she was like, "Yeah, Lord, I always think about it, and I would get sad, and I talk to Mama and just tell her, I just don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. Like, why, we don't spend as much time as we did." And Miss Cook was like, well, your friends have different seasons. And they're placed in your lives to pour into you in different times and for different reasons. And she's like, the love was never lost. You guys just had to veer off your path. And she was like, Lord, that thing hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad. And I said, I know, Keita, but I love you. And I was trying to stay in touch. And I remember us reconnecting, like on Facebook, and came home, and I went and visited her before, when they were still at the old house. And, just reconnecting and just catching up on things, her being upset when she heard that I had gone through cancer. She was like, I wasn't there for you, man. I was like, it's okay. It's fine. It is fine. You were there in spirit. So the fact that I felt like I had the chance to be there for her while she was going through her battle, that meant a lot. I feel like, I was able to give her hope. Just the fact that I had been through it and I had experiences, I had some tips that I could share with her to try to make, some of the side effects from the treatment go a little bit smoother, right? At the end, I took it hard. I think I took it a little bit harder because I kind of blame myself, and I'm like, did I give her false hope, right? Because I'm like, here I am. I'm like, Keita, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it just like I made it. Blah blah blah. Blase blase. We're going out. We're gonna have us a new, cancer-free routine, right? And she didn't get to ring the bell. I think that ran through my mind on a loop through those 2.5 weeks that I was just laying on my face, not able to move. But I've sought help. I've talked about it. And I know that she was thankful. She was thankful for what I was able to pour into her. So I am thankful for that. But yeah, so many great memories with Keita, and the fact that one of my best friends, her husband had a stroke, and Keita was going through her treatment. She would have good days, she would have bad days. And I had called her and told her what was going on. And she talked to me and she was like, Laura, I'm so sorry. And, you know, he ended up passing. And I said I was getting on the road to head down there to just be with her. And while we should have been on the phone talking about her and how she was feeling and me comforting her, like she prayed me out. She was on that phone praying for, you know, my friend Tika and her kids, and you know, just for God to usher in her husband Marcus. And when I tell you, Keita was a God-fearing woman. Just the way that she loved life and she loved God. I can't even explain it. I cannot explain it. But you know, before we got off that Zoom call that we all had, she said, and I will never forget it. I actually have it recorded and I listen to it sometimes. She said, if God don't do anything else, he's done enough. He's done enough. He has done enough. And that's what makes me sleep well. That's what helps get me out of that spiraling when the depression try to creep back in, and you know, I don't want to get dressed and go to work. So, you know, he did enough. He did enough.
Yep.
Ooh, that was good, Lori. Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, I have to go back because I was listening to I was watching that Zoom so much till I had to stop because it was making me like stay stuck. And I was like, but I definitely need to highlight that moment. But I was watching it so much that I was like, Tori, you can't just watch this. Like, I was watching it to the point where I was making myself sick. So I had to stop watching. I was like literally watching it every day because I just couldn't believe like, is this a dream?
Yeah.
This can't be real. So I'm looking at the Zoom. I'm like, we was just no. But Laura, you just messed me up. Jesus,
I'm sorry.
Lord, I was just trying not to cry, but I'm gonna just make y'all laugh. Y'all know me and Keita was roommates.
Yes.
And there were times where I had the early classes and Keita would have the late classes, or vice versa. She'll be sleeping in and I'll be getting up. And of course, those mornings where I had the early classes, she be sleeping all comfortable. I'll rip the cover off, get up.
I remember that.
And then those mornings where she had to get up and I'll be sleeping, she'll rip the covers off and telling me to get up. But y'all, I just missed her so much. I mean, like there's like you said, or there's so many memories, but April, I can only imagine like living in Charleston. There's gotta be so many memories everywhere in Charleston. Everywhere in Charleston.
Carrie Hilliard.
You know, we usually go downtown, like do a little family day. Me and Ava and Joe go downtown at least once a month. I haven't had the want or the inclination to go downtown. Like I've been avoiding it. I just, stay in my little safe spaces. But certain sounds, certain songs, certain smells, it trigger the memories, and you can't block out the memories because they're there. They're in your mind, they're in your heart. You're gonna carry those. But yeah, being down here thinking about all the places we've hung out together, the different things we've done together down here, you know, it'll warm your heart. And then as much as it, again, makes me happy and warms my heart, it makes me sad because then I'm missing her.
Yeah.
But I also have memories of her even in Colombia, because when the twins and I moved to Colombia, she was right there, you know, being a part of the village, helping with the twins, um, teaching them to have her take on life about, you know, self-confidence and everything like that. Because, you know, Keita was, as I used to tease her, like, oh, you're so conceited. You're so conceited. And it was just teasing her, but it was just confidence, having that sense of self-confidence. And I'm glad that she did that with the twins, because I've never had that type of self-confidence. Like, Keita was like, self-confident in every way possible. And even though I felt like I was confident enough in myself, oh, trust me, the twins, it rubbed off on the twins very well.
Wow.
But again, that's going back to her personality. It was not necessarily larger than life, but it was large enough to where you knew who she was, even though she was a pint-sized person. As small as she was, her personality and heart and love was enormous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And not everybody is that genuine with their love, you know. So yeah.
Well, in closing, we won't stay on here too long because my heart is heavy. What are some of the final words that you both have to share? What do you want to say to Miss Cookie, Dexter, and Deidre? What is something you can say to them? Because they already know we rock it with them till the wheels fall off. But what is something? What are some of your last words that you would like to share with them?
For me, I would just say, you know, we're here. I think that we, you know, we've said this over and over, but it's not just, we're not just offering up words. Like, we are here and we are wanting to stand in the gap for Keita. You know, Miss Cookie, you are, you know, our mom, our second moms. And just know that we love, you know, we love Keita like she's our blood sister. And she loved y'all more than life itself. So I don't know, just hold on to that and let us know if there's ever anything that we can do. Yeah, and just love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I stand on everything everything Lori said. Love Miss Cookie, love Deidre, love Dexter, love the entire family. I'm here for you whenever you need me, however you need me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And with that being said, I love y'all already know how I feel about Miss Cookie, Dexter, Deidre, and like you say, April, the entire family. Because we basically Stukes.
Yes.
We Stukes.
Yes.
We are part of the officially a part of the Stukes family.
Yes.
So we love you all. And with that being said, I want to thank you both for taking time out for us to pay tribute to our girl, who we miss like so much. Like,
yes.
Like I said, I'm still sometimes, some days I'm waiting to wake up, but I keep telling myself, Tori, like you said earlier, Laura, she ain't in no more pain. and she's good. She's good. And she's, she lives within us. And it's up to us to continue to make sure that we continue to say her name and make sure her legacy continues to live on through us. And, like I said, we got Miss Cookie, we got Dexter, we got Deidre, and anybody in the family that need us, we're there. And we're going to make it happen. We're going to show up and show out. Word is bond forever. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you share the live. Make sure you comment. And I would like to say this, that because life is so short, make sure you show up for people. Make sure you tell people how much you love them. Make sure if you have a grudge or holding a grudge, let it go. It's not worth it. Because there's some people, they be mad so long, they don't even know why they still mad, but all they know is they mad. So if you got a grudge or holding on to something, let it go. Let's love on one another and know that God wants us to forgive and understand that, forgiving don't always necessarily mean reconciliation, but just forgive and don't hold on to grudges. Live each day with love. And I say this all the time. If you can't walk in love, walk away. And just be good to people, because God is good to all of us in spite of everything. He didn't have to wake us up this morning, but he did. So just every day, remember to be grateful and to choose love over everything. Choose family over everything. And just be good to people. And we out, y'all. And like I said at the end of each podcast, I say this every time. At the end of the day, whatever life brings you, maybe you may be in, but don't you dare break. And always remember to keep the faith. And we out. Peace out, y'all.
Thank you. Love you, Keita.
Love you, Tori. Thank you.
Why you sound like a robot on the end?
I don't know,
Lori.
All right, we're going to end the live. Peace out, y'all. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye. Bye.